broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Well, good afternoon, all of you Days of Our Lives fans. Welcome to another full recap of your favorite soap opera. Right here on AFTERBUZZ TV, we are Edition Days. I'm your host, Tony Moore, and I am joined once again by our newest co-host. We have
Matthew Evan Paine. Hi, everyone.
Look at you with pigeons on your shirt.
Yes.
It's a pigeon shirt.
It is a birdie shirt.
A bird. Well, I hope you don't have bird
flu. I don't have bird flu. I'm wearing this shirt today, actually, because my mom is a big fan of birds.
Okay.
As well as the Edition Days podcast.
Shout out to your mom.
Thank you, but that's not all. It is her birthday today.
Today's her birthday?
Today is her birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. I love you.
Oh, happy birthday.
And yesterday was my dad's birthday.
Oh.
Yes.
So happy birthday to Daddy Paine, too.
Yes, happy birthday, Dad. Love you.
Yeah. Oh, look at all the shout-outs. Well,
shout-outs to the Paine family.
Nothing's happened in my family, so we're good. I know, right? And as you guys can see, Mark J. Freeman is not with us this week. He unfortunately had a family emergency to deal with. So we are sending our thoughts and prayers out to Mark and his family during this time. But he will be back next week in full-on Mark force. Yeah, you notice I tried to transition into his voice right there?
It's crazy how much you actually sound like him.
Well, listen, when you've been sent across from the guy in the hair for a year, you tend to pick up some things.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And if you guys are watching live, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you haven't already, make sure you like and follow us on all social media. We are on Instagram and Facebook under Edition Days, and on Twitter _Edition Days. So make sure you like us and follow us for all great and wonderful and amazing things. But let's get right into it. It's now time to start Edition Days. I feel like we need some sort of sound effect.
Yes. Should we try it again?
No, it's already started.
There we go.
There we go.
Thank you, Alexis.
Yeah. Something to kind of get it going. All right. So what are we going to start with first?
Let us see here. We are going to start with one of the biggest storyline of the week, which was Chase, Sierra, Theo, Claire, and Joey. OMG. Okay, so I might be by myself here on this. Okay.
But this week when the squad got together and kidnapped Chase,
right.
After begging Sierra, what's going on, and they kidnapped him and put him in the warehouse and everything, I felt so bad for Chase.
You are alone.
Just looking at him, and I think this is just a big kudos to Jonathan, who plays Chase. He just looks so broken.
He looks sick over the fact that he raped her.
Well, and I think for me, I'm just thinking of everything that he's been through, the current situation and kind of being abandoned, his father, died and everything that happened with his dad, the fact that his aunt at first didn't want to take him in. He didn't feel like he fit in. He didn't know where, I just felt just all of this stuff. And I'm seeing this guy now tied up and just feeling so bad for what he did.
Right.
And I just looked at him and I literally almost had tears in my eyes for the guy, because I'm just like, I understand that what he did was very bad.
Right.
And for that aspect, I think he was wrong, but I just feel bad for him because he's been through so much.
Right. He definitely knows that what he did was wrong, and I think that he is paying the price emotionally for it.
Yeah.
I do think that rather than beating the crap out of him, like I actually thought almost happened with Sierra. I thought she was going to start hitting him. I think that her words were worse than any physical thing that she could have done to him. Yeah. And you can tell that hurt him more than any physical violence could.
Yeah. And she was kind of trying to have a Kill Bill moment for a second. She had that pipe and she was like swinging it and like hitting it. And she was dressed in all black. And I was like, okay, Sierra, you were like trying to give like Avenging Angel.
She goes back and forth
Yeah.
with me. Sometimes I'm like, yes, she's doing it. She's finally working the character. And other times I think, put the pipe down.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I think this was a long time coming. I think that we've seen her go through, you know, post what's happened, and you know, luckily she has a great group of friends who really care about her and are just like, what's happening, what's happening. But you know what else I noticed in Salem? If you're trying to keep a secret, don't tell anybody.
Anyone.
No one in Salem can hold water.
No, not even
like,
Theo, who's pretty good.
Well, listen, Theo's blunt. Theo's just like you. I love the scene when they went back to the warehouse to see if Sierra and Chase were still there. They weren't. They got worried. They went to Hope's house, and you have Claire and Joey standing there, not knowing what to do. And then all of a sudden you have Theo like, "Is Sierra okay?" Like all of a sudden in the back, he's just like, "Listen, I don't have time for this."
Right.
Like he just kept peeping in and just like asking questions.
Right.
And then Hope, being the detective that she is, was just kind of like, where were you guys earlier today?
And they were like, well, we were in Horton Square, and I'm not really sure. I mean, everyone was there but Chase.
Right.
And then she asked them to leave pretty much, and they go, and Theo is peeping through the window at Sierra like, girl, you all right?
Yeah.
What happened?
But I love that he stayed behind.
Right.
And text her like, and even without them putting the little text box up there, you knew what he wrote. Like, I'm still outside. I just want to make sure you're okay.
Right.
It's such a lovely moment.
Yeah. He's sweet.
And then when she grabbed his hand.
Yeah.
So cute.
Lovebirds.
Yeah.
He loves her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does.
And she loves him.
I think that's the kind of love that Chase wanted. But she saw him more as a brother than a lover.
Do you remember earlier on in the week she was walking through Horton Square, looking at the ground, just traipsing along, and Chase is peering out. He spots her, and she just keeps going.
Oh, yes.
Why are you looking at the ground? You've just been through something so traumatic. You should have your wits about you.
She's going through it. She's just in her own little world. She's just in her own little world.
I loved when they were in the dungeon or the basement. Where were they? NBC backlot?
Okay, so just a little tidbit. So the NBC Studios is no longer, is now Burbank Studios.
Okay.
And so basically there's not that many shows that film on that lot anymore. So Days pretty much has like, you know, all this area that they can now shoot in, which they've been utilizing, which I love. I love too. I
like it too.
And so so that's what they're using, just like, you know, space that's in the studio to.
It's fantastic.
Shoot. Yeah,
they did it for the
fashion show.
For the fashion show,
they did it for when Sierra got kidnapped.
Right.
They did it for this one.
Right.
So yeah, I like seeing different places.
Yeah.
Speaking of different places, just side note.
Yes.
We saw the living room again of the DeMera Mansion.
Yes.
We hadn't seen that in a while because they've done everything up in the study.
Right.
But I think they did that because they were like, listen, if we're going to do a wedding, we can't do it in the study.
Right.
We're going to have to take them down into the living room.
The sets on this show really are beautiful, though. They do such a nice job.
Yeah. Well, we want you guys to weigh in again as well on this storyline. So please feel free to give us a call and give us your thoughts at 424-253-0749. Again, that's 424-253-0749. Call us. Let us know what your thoughts are on the Chase, Sierra, Theo, Claire, Joey storyline. Very interesting week with that. And finally, you know, Sierra finally letting Hope know what happened.
Big moment.
And there's such a slight disconnect with them because I feel like Hope was like, well, why didn't you tell me? You know?
Yeah, because you've been a little bit busy, Mom.
Yeah, you've been dealing with your own stuff.
Right.
To, you know, be able to deal with that.
A moment I loved down in the dungeon was when Sierra said, I know you're upset because you lost your dad. You're not the only one.
Oh, yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah.
You're not the only one who's been going through it, Chase. Stop being selfish.
Exactly. Well, it looks like we do have a caller ready to weigh in. So, hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Dishin' Days. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Carolyn Topol calling from Connecticut.
Hey,
Hi, Carolyn.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. Long time no talk.
Yeah, I've been busy on some Sunday nights lately, so I'm glad I was able to tune in.
Good.
We are too.
So, what are your thoughts on this teen storyline with Chase, Sierra, Theo, Claire, and Joey?
Just to name
Well,
a few.
I have to say, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, when she said no, that moment Chase lost me.
Yeah. Yeah.
He really did. She said no. She said it more than once,
Right.
and that's all that counted. In
Yeah.
the
I'm with you,
storyline.
Carolyn.
And he could be as remorseful as he wants, but it's going to be a long time for redemption, if there's a redemption storyline that comes.
I just don't like them replaying it.
No.
Like I
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah,
that's awful.
it's like I get it, and maybe they're still trying to invoke the feeling in us.
Right.
But it's still kind of hard to watch.
I think that she's of a certain age where we don't need to see the flashback of her being raped.
Right. Because I'm pretty sure.
I think so too.
Yeah, I don't think she's thinking about it that much.
No.
I'm sure she's trying not to think
I think
about
that
it.
she might be thinking about it that much. I mean, it was pretty traumatic. It was the first time. Like she said to
Yeah.
him this week, I think that it makes her sick.
Well, yeah, of course.
And the one thing that I did really was a good piece of this was I thought the episode where she told Hope
Right.
and she and Hope were together was brilliant.
Yeah, yeah.
I those two, the way it was played was so super. I mean, I thought that they really went through it very honestly. I really appreciated it.
Yeah,
A lot.
I think it was time. I don't think they needed to drag out the secret anymore. I
Enough
think
was enough.
Yeah, I think it was time to kind of. And I'm glad that Sierra decided to call Hope and say like, "I need you now," and Hope was like right there, like a parent should be,
Right.
and helped
Exactly.
with the situation. And I'm glad Sierra didn't do anything that would further jeopardize her.
Right. Because she was busy when Sierra called and she
Yeah.
said that she wasn't busy. I think that she knew that she had to be available for her daughter.
Exactly. Well, Carolyn, as always,
I totally agree.
Thank you so much for calling in and weighing in, and stay tuned because we have a whole lot more to talk about.
And thank you, and welcome to our new co-host.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Carolyn. Call back, okay?
Oh, she will.
Oh, you're sweet. Thank you. Okay.
Hi.
Take
All right.
care.
You
Oh,
too.
next week I'll be in Atlanta, though.
Oh, have so much fun.
Well, when you're at Starstruck fan event, send us pictures. We want everyone to send pictures so that we can see how the event was and talk about it.
Oh, I would love to.
Yes. So
take care.
we'll work that. All right.
Thank you.
Bye. And let's take this caller. Everyone is wanting to weigh in on this. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Dishin' Days. You are on live. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Tanya Massey from Flat Rock, Michigan.
What's your name again?
Tanya.
Hi, Tanya.
Hey,
Massey from Flat
Tanya.
Rock, Michigan.
Hey, Tanya from
Hi.
Michigan. So, what are your thoughts about the teen storyline with Chase and Sierra and all them?
I'm not really happy about it, and I don't like how Hope treats Claire like she's not even her granddaughter. Maybe that's just me.
Hope treats. Oh,
She don't
that's
treat-
right. I forget that's Hope's granddaughter, Claire.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
what I'm
right.
saying.
See, you forget too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's kind of like
They never mention it.
no, and there's barely any interaction.
Right.
So then that makes, let's see, grandmother. Wait, Sean and Sierra are brother sister.
Right.
Sean, is that so? That means Sierra is Claire's aunt.
You lost me.
I mean, Claire is Sierra's aunt.
Claire's aunt. I mean, Sierra's aunt.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're the same age. How weird.
Right. And classmates.
Yeah.
Right.
That's weird. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
I
they did
have
it
to
with Philip
say,
and Sean, too.
Say
say that
what?
again?
They did it with Philip and Sean, too, back in the day.
It's like history repeats
Very
itself on days.
confusing.
I'm not mad at it.
Well, it's all right.
I wish that Hope and Sierra's remodel of their home would be done as quickly as Brady's heart surgery recovery. It's time. Go
Not yet.
home.
Listen, those things take time. Everyone's busy. Well, thank you, Tanya, for calling in and weighing in on this, and hopefully we will be chatting with you again soon.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Tanya.
Bye-bye. Let's take one more caller on this storyline. And there we are. You are on live with AfterBuzz TV's Dish and Days. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Bonnie. I called last week. I have a question.
Sure.
I have a thing about
About Chase
Comment?
about Chase,
Yeah.
Sierra, and Theo. Yeah, what's your comment?
no, about the when Hope showed up. Why did she drag Chase back into the police station? That's what I was wondering. Why? I didn't understand that when I saw that.
When Hope took Chase to the police station,
Yeah.
Well, she had him arrested for
raping her daughter.
Yeah, for sexual assault.
Oh,
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah. Oh, you had a pizza rolls moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
That's
Mark always has.
Yeah.
Chasey did a bad thing.
Yes, yes. So once Sierra confessed to Hope what happened, they called the police. The police came in
Oh,
and
I see that.
and
yeah,
got
because I
booked.
saw him in the police station. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? I was like, mm.
Yeah, I had
For
the
the-
same reaction.
For the first time in recent history, the Salem PD was actually effective.
They
arrested him.
I mean, that's all they do kind of do is just arrest people. Well, I'm glad we were able to clarify that for you. Thank you for calling in, and stay tuned because we have so much more to talk about.
Yeah, I might call back.
Okay, we'll be right here.
Thank you.
Well, at least until
Thank you.
5:20.
We do have another exciting storyline to chat about.
We do.
Yes.
So, moving on to the Chad Abigail storyline.
Yes.
So this week we saw them getting ready for their wedding.
Right.
And can I just give a kudos to Kate Mancy for looking absolutely
Stunning in the white pantsuit.
The white, like she looked like
Yeah.
she was like all about business.
Yeah.
With this wedding.
Yeah.
She was she, just so clean and so like
Put
elegant
together.
and put together.
Yeah.
Like normally, I feel like before a wedding, a bride would be like
T-shirt,
from here-
no makeup,
Yeah, no,
right.
from here up, done.
Yeah.
And then from here down, it's kind of like I'm just gonna wait to put on my dress. I'm just gonna be comfortable right now.
Yeah.
But not Abigail Devereaux.
She's not messing around.
No.
To me, Kate Manzi can do no wrong. I enjoy
Yeah.
watching every single scene she does.
And her hair was like
Perfect.
pinned back into a bun. There was not a hair out of place.
No.
Kudos to the hair and makeup people and wardrobe people at Days.
Bravo, Kate.
Because she is stunning. I wish Mark J. Freeman was here because he usually hates
I know.
what Kate Mancy, what Abigail wears.
Right.
But she looked pretty on point.
Right.
And
We need to get her on the show. Kate, come visit us, please.
I have Kate. You know, we've chatted. I think we're gonna try to make it happen.
Right.
I know
There's a
she
seat
wants
right
to do
there
it. Yeah.
waiting for you.
Yeah. How did you feel about JJ just not being around the bush with Abigail and saying, "Look, Ben escaped. We don't know where he is. Just want to let you know."
I'm glad we didn't have to do any more beating around the bush. I'm glad he
Yeah.
just said it.
Yeah.
It was time. She needed to know. I think that Chad was trying to protect Abigail's best interest by not letting her know, not letting her worry, not letting it ruin the big day.
Yeah.
But I think JJ did the right thing by letting her know.
I think so too. And I understand that, Chad is trying to protect her and just make sure she has a great day and
Right.
everything like that. But I feel like if my life were in danger, I would want someone to tell me.
Absolutely.
It makes me think of the movie The Bodyguard. When they tried to protect Rachel Marin, played by Whitney Houston,
Rest in peace.
and they didn't let her know what was going on. She had this big major attitude, and then they finally look, heifer, somebody's trying to kill you, and she was like, "Well, I didn't." Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't know that there was a target on my back.
let me just step back and let this sink in. Okay, I'm gonna work with you now, because before I didn't know what was going on.
Right.
And
Kevin
y'all was getting on my
Costner
nerves.
pretty much jumping
Yeah.
in front of the bullet.
Yeah. Well,
You know who I'm worried for?
Who?
Thomas.
Why?
because when she went up to check the crib, my stomach turned. I thought he was going to be missing.
Lord, the last thing we need is Batty Ben to
Right.
come in and steal that baby.
I said this
That's not
last week.
his.
I think Ben is going to not be able to accept the fact that they have changed his name from Colin to Thomas because he doesn't know that.
No, well, it's not his.
But he doesn't know that either, right?
Well, they should tell him when he show. You know he's
Oh,
going.
well, he's going to find out.
You know
He's going
he's
to
gonna-
lose his mind.
Do you think that, okay, in the end, very creepy that he's just standing in the window like, I see you.
Right.
Almost like he read the Salem Times and was like, or the Salem Spectator and was like, oh, the wedding is today.
Mary's Devereaux.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Do you,
In big Demara Mansion wedding.
yeah.
Right.
Do you think that was her hallucinating or do you think that's actually him?
I think that's actually him.
Really?
Because we had her hallucination. I think
Yeah.
when she saw his identical twin, that was crazy how much they looked alike.
Oh, that when Chad ran into him?
Right.
Yeah. That was good casting.
Right.
Kudos. Also, outfit 2 that looked very stunning.
Which,
Her wedding dress.
yeah.
And did you notice that it was different? Because remember when she first tried it on, it was
had
one
the-
strap,
right.
and it had like a little bit of mesh here, and then it changed to this, what it is now, where it was like 2 straps,
Gorgeous.
kind of almost like a boomerang. I think she looked absolutely gorgeous.
She knows how to lock it up.
Yeah. I wonder how they feel when, like, especially if they've never been married before.
Right.
Like, how do they feel, like, when their character is going through that process? Like, you know, you have on the wedding dress and you're walking down the aisle and, like, does it put you in a position of, like, well, this is what a wedding is like? I think that's what it would do for me.
Well, we'll put you in a gown after the broadcast and we'll see how you feel.
I already have a gown on.
It's
Never leave
true.
home without it.
He does.
Yeah.
I feel like she, Kate Manzi,
Mm-hmm.
can play any emotion. I don't want to beat a dead horse,
Yeah.
but she feels it. Sometimes she looks like she is about to cry or she can cry, and I believe her every time.
Yeah. I'm looking in the chat room. I was listening to you, but I was also looking in the chat room. And,
He wasn't listening to me, folks.
I was.
You see what happens?
I was. But Daquan mentioned, where did it go? He mentioned, anyone else extremely disappointed Lucas' reaction to Ben? Like, that's it. Like, the way that Lucas kind of reacted when they... I think Daquan may be talking about when Julie was like, okay, no one mentioned Ben.
Escaping.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I think Lucas just kind of
Yeah.
shrugged it off.
Who wants to go to Brady's Pub and grab a burger? Anyone?
Right. Is that what he said?
No, but that was
that was the
yeah.
feeling of it. I don't know. I think people have a different reaction to things. And I think there are some people who would be like JJ's like, oh my God, we got to protect her. Like, he would have had like 50 guards around her the whole time.
Right.
Whereas some people, like Abigail, like Lucas, are just kind of like, I'm good.
Did you hear that silly comment about the watchdogs on Monday's episode? JJ asked Chad about
yes.
the bloodhounds. Mm-hmm. He was like, can you release the bloodhounds to find Ben? And Chad was like, on it.
Like one phone call.
Yeah, it's
Got
already
it.
been taken care of.
Yeah, already got that. I was just going to mention something, and I had a Mark J. Freeman moment, and I totally forgot. Oh, I thought it was so nice. I called it the ceremony of like the something old, something new, something blue,
And something borrowed.
yeah,
Yeah.
all that.
Right.
I thought that was a touching moment, especially when Adrian came up and said, I called my mom for
Right.
this, and it's a locket, and when you open it, it's a picture of your father when he was a baby, because everyone says that he looks like Jack, and I want you to keep it close to your heart. I was like, oh, that's so pretty.
Tony cried a lot during this week's...
I didn't cry. There was a bit of emotion.
You got choked up.
There's a bit of emotion, that's all. And then also, I liked Jennifer and what she presented with the blue bouquet that she had done a long time ago.
Jennifer is struggling over here.
I think it's those heels. I think it's those heels that are making her back hurt. Like, every time they pan down and I see her shoes, I want to go flat.
Wear flats, Jennifer.
Flats.
Well, I never encourage flats.
Flats. Her back is. Someone please inform me. Like, I feel like a doctor would say, no heels.
Yeah. You need
Flats.
some support.
Flats.
One more time?
Flats.
Yes.
That's what she needs.
Should we see what the
If
callers have to say?
Oh
Do we have
yeah,
any?
so feel free for you guys to call in and weigh in on the Chad Abigail Ben storyline. You know the number, and if you don't, it is 424-253-0749. Again, that's 424-253-0749. And we do have a caller that wants to weigh in. Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Dishing Days. You are on live. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Tony Ann from New York.
Hi, Tony Ann.
Tony Ann again from New York. How
This
are
is
you?
what I call this
Good,
Tony.
how are you?
Good.
When we're not rolling.
Oh, you call me Tony
Ann. And we've got two Tony Anns in the room.
And I saw on Twitter that you were uber excited that you got to call in last week. I think I favored it.
I've been a super fan for like a while. I went back on YouTube and watched almost every one of your shows.
Shut
wow.
up. Oh my God. Well, thank you for that.
Including the ones with me?
I mean,
I did see all the ones with you in it.
you've been on 3.
Well, now we're at 4. Get
No,
excited,
this-
Tony Ann.
Is
I
it?
am excited,
This is
and
the
I
fourth
love
one?
your new segment.
Oh,
thank
Segment had
you.
me dying.
Oh, good.
well,
I
you
was dying too.
You saw my reaction last week. I could not. Well, Tony Ann, what are your thoughts about the Chad Abigail Ben storyline for this week?
I liked it, and I'm not 100% sure that what Abigail saw was actually real.
See, that's what I'm thinking too, because it's a classic Days like cliffhanger, and I think she was hallucinating.
I think so too, mainly because I don't know how into the news you guys are, but Kate Manzi is leaving.
Yes.
We know that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we know that.
Yeah.
And they still haven't recasted her yet. They just put out a casting call again like a week ago, and they want her, well, not even a week ago, 2 or 3 days ago, and they want her to start filming when they come back from the hiatus they're on.
Right.
Yikes.
So I'm thinking the only thing that makes any kind of sense to me for her to be gone for that long, the character of Abigail, is to have her go insane and put her in a mental hospital, and then she comes back with a new face.
Or,
I love that she goes into the mental hospital and comes back out with a new face.
right, or Ben does something to her face, or he kidnaps her.
Because I originally thought, like you just said, that they were going to pull a GH, because I don't know if either one of you watched GH.
Yeah,
but
Jason.
When they did the Lulu switch,
Oh.
she was kidnapped as Julie Marie Berman, came back as M. Rylan.
Oh,
Right,
And it was only a few weeks in between, but given the fact that it's taking them so long to find a new Abigail, because they've been looking for like 6 months.
well, they've got they've
4 months.
got big shoes to fill. She's
Yeah.
stellar.
Oh yeah, I was devastated when I found out she was leaving.
They
Yeah.
also did the same thing on GH when Steve Burton left to go to Y&R, and they brought Billy Miller from Y&R. They had a whole
Yeah, and they
face.
did the same thing with Carly too.
Or how
Carly.
about how about with Sammy when she was Stan? They
Oh
brought
my
in
God, when they turned her into a man.
Yeah.
I wanted Dan Wells to come back as Eric for so long until they got Greg Vaughn.
Oh yeah. Oh, that would have been good if Dan Wells was Eric.
Oh, did you mention the love of my life?
Dan Wells?
No.
Greg
Vaughn.
Vaughn. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Oh.
Greg
and
Vaughn, Greg Vaughn,
Oh
Greg
my
Vaughn.
God. It's a Billy Flynn in the making.
But
Oh,
better.
Jesus. Oh.
Ooh.
Wow.
I know, you better enjoy him while you can, because he's leaving too.
I know.
all
Are
these
you just
people.
the bearer of bad news, Tony Ann?
Tony.
I just love all the backstage gossip. I can't help it. But going back to actual stuff that was on screen this week, I
Yeah.
did love that they changed Abigail's dress a little bit.
Yes.
Because when she tried it on in the Horton house, there was like this strap on her neck that it looked like it was choking her.
It looked
Yeah.
like toilet paper was kind of just thrown over her neck.
Yeah. But then I also felt like we were looking at it too long. Because the whole great thing about a wedding before it becomes a disaster is the dress.
Right, and then Chad saw her in the dress, which
Yeah.
is always a bad sign, and especially in
And then you saw
daytime.
her in the dress again.
Right.
Well, Chad
Maybe that
just-
cancels the first time out.
Maybe. I don't know. It's like 2 negatives, and then it ended up being a positive.
Well, Tony Ann, thank you so much for calling in.
Yes, thank you so much for taking my call.
Absolutely.
Of course. And stay tuned because there's a whole lot more days to come. All right. So, yeah, that's pretty much it that happened with that storyline this week. Am I forgetting anything else?
No, I'm glad that you noticed the pantsuit, though, because when they started that scene, I could have given her a round of applause.
Yeah. Actually, we have one more caller calling in. We're going to take this call. Hello.
Okay.
Welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV's Dishin' Days. You are on live. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Lisa from Windsor, Ontario.
Hello,
Lisa.
Lisa. And did you have a comment regarding the Chad, Abigail, Ben storyline for this week?
Yeah, I was really disappointed with the wedding. I didn't think that all the other stuff needed to go on. I just really was looking forward to a nice big wedding, kind of like, they used to have instead of 6 guests.
And notice that they were dropping out like flies because on the other side, you had Rafe dealing with the whole thing with John, which we'll talk about. Mm-hmm. You had Gabby dealing with the disappearance of Marlena and Ari, and Sierra wasn't coming because she was in her state of mind. But then Theo convinced her to go,
and
then you had
Will couldn't make it.
Well, for obvious reasons, and then you had Victor and Maggie not show up because Victor was under the weather. So yeah, it was it was a very small wedding. Yeah, and they don't do their weddings at St. Luke's anymore.
No,
and this used to be everybody in town was there.
Yeah, they've got to occupy all these new sets that they have.
Well, listen. If you're gonna have a wedding, have a wedding, and lead us up into oh my God, they're actually gonna go through this wedding, and then oh no, there we go, shiz has hit the fan. That's what I would like to see. Yeah. All right. Well, Lisa, thank you so much for bringing that up. I totally forgot the fact that there were only six people there attending the wedding, and I felt like none of those 6 people were really
present,
needed.
Right.
It's kind of like, you're here just to give a gift.
Right. Hi, Julie.
Yeah. All right, well, thanks, Lisa, and keep tuning in.
Thank you.
Bye, Lisa.
All right, bye. Oh, and then the one request that Abigail had was for Doug not to trip, and what does he do?
Trips.
Yep. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was funny. Let's take one more call on this. Hello, welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Dishin' Days. You are on live. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Kimberly from Maryland.
Hey,
Hi,
Kimberly from Maryland.
You're live with Matthew and Tony Ann.
You tried it.
Hi.
Hi. So did you have a comment regarding the Chad, Abigail, Ben storyline?
Yeah, I had a comment about the shoes. We were just talking about the heels. I have back problems, and my doctor told me no heels. I barely can wear platform shoes because you're not supposed to with back pain.
And that's why
they do tell you.
See, thank you.
But they do tell you no heels.
My doctor told me the same thing.
And then I have another thing about the recasting of Abigail.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys recast Peter with James, and now you're on your third recast with Matthew, and everything's working out great. So they'll recast her, and it'll be all right.
Thank you so much for saying that.
I love that our show is like a real life soap opera.
Right. It is.
That's funny. Well, thank you, Kimberly, for calling in.
Thank you, Kimberly. That was sweet.
Continue watching and supporting us. We appreciate it.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. All right. So
I was going to say I said that I was worried about Thomas. Mm-hmm. Thomas is not the only baby I'm worried about.
Which other baby?
Ari.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so can I just say with that whole scenario, when John and Eduardo went to the warehouse...
What was that?
Well, no, I was just kind of like, I'm kind of digging this a little bit. Like this whole mysterious, kind of voice beyond... warehouse, they're on a mission. It's not happening at Horton Town Square in someone's house. I don't know. It kind of made me go, well, what's going to happen?
I liked the thought process. I thought it was a poor execution.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Pardon the pun. I don't know. I liked the idea of the little tea party. The thermos with the 2 cups, and then they drank the...
Did you just feel like Like everyone showed up to the party, but no one knew what was about to happen.
Right, and that the voice kept changing over the loudspeaker.
And sometimes I couldn't hear it clearly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
And then it looked like fireworks by their feet. It just that didn't look realistic to me whatsoever. So I don't know. And watching Eddie and John jump in the air. No.
Well,
I wasn't feeling it.
I
like the use of the warehouse.
I do too, because I like the presentation of Marlena and Ari.
Right.
It's like, John was like, I want to see them. And then it was just kind of like, and then they are standing there, and then they went.
Right.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that too.
But the whole thing, it was a little confusing, and I don't know if I was tuning in and out.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure what it was, John and Eduardo, they kidnapped Marlene and Ari because they wanted the school that they used to, I guess, work for wanted Eduardo.
Right.
And now John, I guess, they want him too?
This is where I'm confused. There's John.
Yes.
Eduardo.
Yes.
Marlena.
Yes.
Ari.
Yes.
Gabby.
Yes.
Rafe.
Yes.
Who else?
Wait, what do you mean?
All these cast of characters in this one storyline.
One storyline.
There are too many people. I'm getting confused between why Rafe is there and then.
Well, Rafe. Okay. Oh no. Rafe put himself there. Eduardo said, "No, back up.
We don't need you, right?"
John was like, "No, back up." And then Rafe is like, "No, I'm gonna do this anyway." And then he brought on Lonnie and JJ.
Oh, and Lonnie.
Yeah, although she looks stunning.
She's pretty.
As a cop, yeah.
She's pretty.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't.
But beat it, Lonnie. Beat it. Gets to step in. Know what I mean?
There are times where I
hate Lonnie.
No, it's not Lonnie. It's the storyline. There are times where I'm interested in the storyline,
right.
and then there are times where I'm like, wait, what?
That's exactly like you said. I don't know if I'm tuning in or out, if I'm missing something, but there are like 9 cast members, and I don't know if I'm losing interest or not. It's too much going on.
I just want to know why. I'm trying to understand why John poking around about his past is such a big deal to this school.
They're just trying to extend the storyline, I think.
Maybe.
It's exhausting.
It is.
I'd rather know who John's parents are. At this rate, like this many years later, when they revisit it, I do that right there.
Like a yawn.
Yeah, a nice big yawn.
It's this losing an hour has totally like thrown me off schedule.
Me too. I'm not even sure I'm making sense up here tonight.
You are.
Okay.
I would tell you if you're not.
Okay, and you know he would.
Yes, I would. Daquan brought up a good point. Why would they have a rookie cop in the shootout?
Thank you. And is...
Oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't Daquan. That was someone else. Or maybe it was Daquan too.
And why is no one answering my question? How is it possible that JJ is a cop? How?
How is it impossible?
No, how is it possible? JJ was like,
he went
I want to be
police academy.
For an
he
episode.
Was on the fast track, though.
This was how it happened. I want to be a cop. I'm in the academy. I graduated the academy. I have a badge and I'm making arrests now, and it's not believable whatsoever. I want to be an actor. I want to be on Days of Our Lives. I wish that could happen as quickly as him becoming a cop.
Yeah. Oh, Casey. Yes, it was you. My apologies.
Do we have any callers for this? See what fans think.
Well, I'm sure they'll call in. You guys know the number to call in, but in the chat room, there's a lot of chit chat that's going on.
Lily just said JJ's a rookie. JJ is a rookie.
Yes. Some other thoughts are. Someone said that they like the shootout. Sorry,
we have a call.
Oh, we do? Okay, we'll take it.
I cut you off. What did you say?
That's fine. Hello, caller. You are on live on AfterBuzz TV's Dishin' Days. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Marie from Georgia. I finally got through.
Well, hello, Marie from Georgia. Thank you for calling in. What are your thoughts about the Marlena, John, Eduardo, Eddie, Rafe, Lonnie, JJ. Big storyline in the shootout that happened this week.
That was the best storyline this week, other than the Sierra Chase thing. I like that. I didn't care for the shabby wedding.
Yeah.
The shootout was good. And it all makes sense to me, but I've also read the previews so I have a little bit more information than what we saw as of Friday in terms of what's going on. But the reason why JJ and Lonnie and Rafe were there, because that was the backup that Rafe said that he was going to give them. They had 1 hour to do what they had to do, and if they didn't report back in 1 hour, the police were going to show up as backup. And it's a good thing that they did, because that's at least, except for Eduardo getting shot, that was to help them get away. They really did need that backup.
Yeah.
And Lonnie is a police officer. She's been trained. She's a detective. She's not a rookie. The only rookie was JJ.
Yeah.
Is Lonnie a detective?
Detective, so she had every right to be there.
I think a lot of fans were questioning why JJ was there, because JJ is a rookie.
Well, the rookies have to do what they have to do. I mean, they're part of the squad. Once they graduate the academy and they get a badge, they're a full-fledged police officer. And how you think they're going to not be a rookie? They got to get their experience somewhere.
That's true. I'm right there with you. Okay, yeah, and I agree with you. I thought the shootout was the most interesting thing that did happen besides the Sierra Chase storyline. It made me perk up a little bit, but it was good.
And I know, as far as the Sierra Chase thing, I think Vivian did an excellent job in the scene where she Sierra confronted Chase. That was the best work that I had seen her do since she's been on the show.
Yeah.
As far as Chase is concerned, I just don't like what the writers wrote. I don't like the fact that what they did to the character of Chase.
Yeah.
So everything else that happens, is par for the course. I think it's awful what they did, writing that story the way they did.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And as far as Chad and Abigail, this is my last point, then I'm going. I think the climax of the Chad Abigail story was when he found out that the baby was his.
Yeah.
And everything else to me is just kind of like par for the course. So, the dress was pretty. The wedding dress was nice. Mm-hmm. But I'm not excited about the wedding at all.
Well, maybe Ben will add some color to it and spice it up a little bit.
So.
I agree.
I'm kind of done with that story.
Welcome to the club. Thank you so much for calling. It was nice speaking with you.
All right.
All righty. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to take our next caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Dishin' Days. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello? Caller? Oh, that caller's not there. Let's try another one. Hello, caller. Welcome. You are on live with AfterBuzz TV's Dishin' Days. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Tanya again.
Hey, Tanya. How are you?
Hello.
Fine, how are you? I just want to say I agree with Matt all the way about JJ being a cop.
Thank you. People in the chat room were not agreeing with me. They were saying that's how soap works, Matthew.
Well,
I totally agree.
Well, I mean, he went to the academy. He took the test
in 1 week.
Well, listen, it was a little rapid.
My brother's a cop. He was in the academy for 6 months.
Well,
and I understand that it's a soap, but like someone in the chat room said a moment ago, he'll be detective next week.
Well, listen, they're passing out promotions.
Right.
Hope is back, which I didn't realize she was back at work. Sean Douglas is in forensic / detective / cop, whatever he is.
Right, making arrests.
Lonnie got promoted. You know what? Maxine's son is going to come and get promoted too.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I feel like Belle's going to walk in next week and be like, freeze.
Oh my God. Oh goodness. Well, thank you, Tanya, for
Thank you for agreeing with
Matthew.
me. I appreciate it because I was just being assaulted in the chat room.
All right. Oh. Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Dishin' Days. You are on live. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Sean from Mississippi again.
Well, hey, Sean, from Mississippi, the state I love to spell.
Can I spell it again?
You didn't spell it last time.
Yes, I did. Mississippi.
No, I'm gonna need for you to put most stank on that.
Well, can you show me how it's done?
I did it last week.
Do it again.
What's up, Sean? Do you have a comment about what happened with the big shootout this week with John and Rafe and Eduardo and all them?
Well, yeah, I agree with Matthew about JJ being the rookie cop, and there was no need for him to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And he already screwed up one time letting Ava get away.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't know how how he let that lose his grip on her. But yeah, I don't think he needed to be there either.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And but as far as Matthew is saying that there's too many people in the storyline, well, you have to understand that they're all kind of connected together.
Mm-hmm.
Marlena is John's wife, and Rafe is Ed's son, and Gabby is Ed's daughter. So
and the mother.
And I totally get all the connections and why they're important to the storyline. My point is just that it's hard to keep up sometimes with that many players. And trying to figure out why they're all there.
But I think the top two players are John and Eduardo.
Right.
And I think everyone else is just kind of supporting.
Right, but I feel like they're in 90% of the scenes, and I'm trying to figure out why.
Well, that's this week. Because with Marlena being kidnapped and, Rafe finding out...
Ari's mom and...
Yeah. And with Rafe also finding out, that something is up with John and Eduardo, and then being the backup, and then he's
Eduardo's son, and Gabby's his daughter.
Yeah, and so it's kind of like they're all needed, because if they weren't there, we would think like, oh, well, during the shootout, why wasn't Rafe there, or why wasn't Gabby concerned about Ari? She was kidnapped. You know what I mean? So
I hear you.
I think they're all essential. It's a lot, but they're not like main. Like, for instance, Gabby's done. Ari is safe. Like, done. Got my kid. Got to go to the wedding now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, well, now she's gonna have to deal with her and Rafe are gonna have to deal with the fact that Eduardo got shot. So there's that. Yeah.
Thank you so much for calling in, Sean.
Yeah, thank you, Sean, for calling in, and of course, stay tuned because there's more days to come.
Yes, I can't wait.
Yes. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
All right. So, also speaking of Eduardo getting shot, what about that dive that he took in order to save Rafe from being shot? Very Kevin Costner.
Bodyguard.
The bodyguard. Oscars, slow mo. Her hand goes up, and Kevin Costner's like.
I think it will prove to Rafe that Eduardo does care about him.
I hope he doesn't die.
Eduardo?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that he might be on the outs if Cassie's leaving.
I hope he doesn't die. Why would he? Cassie's already gone. Eve's already gone.
What was her final scene?
She's in New York.
Oh, okay.
She was like...
Oh, okay.
She's like, I'm going to New York with Claire. And then Claire was like, well, she's gone.
They didn't need to get rid of Cassie.
Yeah, well that's what a lot of people say. All right, well, so we'll stay tuned to see what happens with this storyline. Let's go into some tidbits. So I liked the fact that Sean and Belle had a little confrontation.
Right.
As far as like what happened with them. And I love Martha Madison and how she's playing Belle.
Good for you.
You don't like it?
No.
Why?
To me, it's a one-trick pony.
What do you mean?
It's the same every single day. Her performance is the same every single day. She
what
comes
way?
in and she complains and she whines and she can't tell Sean that he has done a bad job in life enough, and then she's teasing Philip for 4 of the 5 days this week.
She made it perfectly clear to Philip. No labels. It is what it is. When I want you, I'll come get you. You want me, that's totally fine. But like, you are you, I am me. She laid that out.
She
in
kisses
Vegas.
him and then she's like, stop. No. Mwah. No. Mwah.
She didn't do that.
Yeah, she did.
Lies. I'm
not lying.
Maybe I fell asleep. But I feel like she laid it out as to what she wants from
But then she
him.
comes into the square post fight with Sean, and she tells Sean, tells Philip she has reconsidered what she'd said prior.
Which was?
Let's pretty much be together. Did that not happen?
I must have missed that.
It was just, see, she's boring. Put you to sleep.
Well, I don't know.
What, can we get some callers who might think
not
otherwise?
yet.
Not. I don't mean this minute.
No.
But call in if you have an opinion.
They will. And when they do, we'll call them in.
Prove one of us wrong, please.
No, I like the fact that that Belle and Sean had their moment. We dig a little bit deeper into what's going on with them.
How many moments are they going to have though, arguing about the same thing?
Listen, they're divorced. Like they're in the process of getting a divorce,
Right.
so it's going to happen.
I think she's got a daughter to focus on rather than.
Well, she's trying to, but apparently she's still doing everything wrong.
Well, or doing everyone else.
I didn't know Claire was in high school. She doesn't need a club in high school. I'll take the club though.
You can perform single ladies.
I sure will.
Yeah,
all day, every day.
Yeah, it's true.
So we had that. We had Kate and Demos.
That cracked me up this week. He threw her on the bed. She practically scratched his eyes out.
But I love that she was like, "Do you know how expensive this blouse was?"
Right.
Like, she's like, "Hold up a minute. Like, you can't just go ripping people's blouses."
And then she was mad at him. What did he say for her to turn around and then start making out with him again? After she was so mad that he
ripped the blouse?
Right.
I can't remember. I just realized that she was just kind of like, well, you know, he's cute. I'll do it.
Yeah.
And Eduardo was jealous in Horton Town Square seeing them together.
What I wanted to say was that the past couple of guys that Kate has been with, Ben's dad, Clyde, and then who was the other one? Eduardo. Zero chemistry, but for some reason with Demos, there is so much chemistry between the two of them.
Because I feel like they're both the same.
Yeah.
They're both the same.
Right.
Let's get through all the tidbits, and then we'll take a couple of calls just about everything that we've talked about. So we see that Jennifer's still on the pain pills.
Yes.
And still popping them.
Yes.
Like it's candy.
Right.
And Eric is
Must be those shoes.
I think so. Eric is very slick, though, with some of the comments that he made during the wedding.
Right.
Like, it's going to be a... I took it as, I don't know exactly what he said, was basically it's like telling Jennifer, this is going to be a very memorable event, so you might want to remember it by not taking your pills.
By keeping that pill bottle in your purse.
Right.
Tucked away.
But they're doing this storyline what I wish they did for Eric, which was show the progression of drinking. Instead of just like this episode he took a drink, and then maybe this episode he took a drink, and then all of a sudden New Year's Eve, oh, I have a problem, and now I killed someone.
Right.
Like they're showing this slow progression with Jennifer. I would like to have seen that with
Eric as well.
With Eric, yeah. So what other tidbits do we have?
There was Paul and Henry's little encounter in Horton Square, where Paul told Henry, "It is okay to be gay. It is okay. It was never your fault. You don't deserve to be." Let me go back.
What?
I blanked.
Oh.
He hopes he presses charges. Henry tells him he's not going to and that he thinks it's not worth it. Oh, and then Henry had a really believable backstory, I thought. He told Paul that his father was a minister and his mom directs a church choir, so it's not exactly the family that he might be able to come out to. And Paul said, I didn't think that I was going to have any success telling my family either. And when I told my mom, she said, I've been waiting for you to tell me. And I thought that was a really beautiful moment between the two of them.
Do you think that so we saw with Will and his coming out and everything, how beautifully that was done.
Right.
Do you think that with Henry, we're going to see, I don't want to say more of a realistic version of how that could be, a different version?
A different version. Because I think everyone's coming out story is a little bit different.
Yeah. But do you think we're going to see maybe a more like difficult side of like someone who's obviously aware of himself,
right?
And now at that step of like needing acceptance from his parents,
right?
And with the fact that the parents are the priest and the choir director, he may not get that,
right?
So
I don't know that we're going to see that. I don't know that we're going to get that involved in Henry. I think that we got to explore that a little bit with Paul's storyline because he had the fear with his mom and coming out to her, and then...
But it ended up fine.
It ended up fine, but wasn't his dad
Sort of.
a little bit chilly about that?
No, well, because his dad is John.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it was new for him.
Oh,
I
that's
think
right.
it was Tori who was a little about it,
and then she was cool.
But
once
it wasn't as bad though. I feel like this has the potential of being like bad.
I hope they do not try and make it a romance between Henry and Paul.
Paul needs somebody.
Well, which I liked though that after Paul was done his conversation with Henry, Paul picked up the phone to check in with Sonny. So I wonder if Sonny might be making another Salem appearance this week.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But listen, if he comes in, he needs to stay.
Right.
Like don't bring him in, take him out, bring him in, take him out.
It's too short-lived whenever he does come back in town.
But it's always great.
It is.
What else happened? Speaking
of Nicole, Teresa.
Do you know who we didn't talk about was Brady and Brady Summer and
that's right.
Yeah, because I meant to put that down here. So
Summer had a little freak out this week.
Yes, because she met up with Maggie.
Right, and couldn't handle it.
I'm not feeling the storyline. I feel like Brady is a little too trusting of someone that he barely knows and someone who has a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs past.
Yep.
And finding out that, yes, you are her daughter, but then trying to do it as like, oh, volunteer and get to know her. And no, why are we beating around the bush?
Even Maggie thinks it's weird.
Yeah.
Maggie's
like, what's up with this girl?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I'm digging this storyline or not.
I love that Maggie told Victor that Summer had a little freak out, and Victor wanted to know why Brady was introducing Summer to Maggie, and then he said that his hopes were that Summer would be a replacement for Teresa. He just wants Teresa out of the picture.
I love how Victor was like, was she pretty? Yeah, she was. I'm just trying to find someone else for Brady other than Teresa. What?
Yeah.
So Victor.
I actually love the relationship between Victor and Maggie. I think it's so funny, and I think Victor, John Aniston, is also
amazing.
He's my favorite villain on the show.
Yeah. Well, now that Stefano's gone.
Right.
Another thing that we forgot to mention was Steve, Kayla, Ava, Joey. Basically, what they did this week.
It was so short-lived this week.
It was. Well, I mean, they're just trying to find something to show that Ava was like after them, and then they found I have to find a way to describe this room because it is beyond Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Right.
It's beyond Fruity Pebbles. It is like Cocoa Pebbles. Cocoa Pebbles. It is Cocoa Pebbles, this room.
I bet that would be delicious.
Probably, but it's Cocoa Pebbles, this room. It was pictures of Steve and inspirational quotes and hearts and her face replaced,
Kayla's eyes cut out of certain photos.
And death to her. And
death becomes her.
All of that.
Yeah.
All of that.
Yep.
Yeah, so beyond crazy. So we saw that this week. And then lastly, Nicole and Teresa convinced Gabby and Paul to
leave Kate
and come to DJ Ware.
It didn't take more than one scene to make them decide that they were jumping ship.
Yeah.
I don't think Kate cares.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that she will for a minute, but I think she'll be over it when she finds out.
Yeah. All right. So we only have about 10 minutes left. So let's get through our last part of the show and get to our segments. And we'll start with mine, which is Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Now, there we go. All right, so my 3 Snaps Award goes to a group of people. Because sometimes when you are in a situation and you let your squad know what happened and your squad jumps into effect without even you knowing because they just got your back like that. So my 3 snaps goes to Claire, Joey, and Theo for being like, he did what to you? Got him. Went, got chased, kidnapped him, and was like, boom, deal with him. I love that. It was very hood, and I appreciate that. So shout out to the squad of Joey, Theo, and Claire. You get Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Oh, snap! Boom. There we go.
Boom.
And then we have, well, we don't have Mark's quote of the week this week.
Mark's quote of the week.
Yeah, no. He's gonna, and fan of the week. He's going to post that on our Facebook page. So make sure you look out for that. He's gonna post all of that information there. And now it's time for Matthew's.
I don't have a thingy for it.
No thingy?
Oh,
Can we flash our lights?
You didn't save it from last week?
No, hon, I didn't save it from last week because it wasn't up here already.
Oh.
No problem.
I'll look for it.
Flashing lights, flashing lights. It is Matthew's disaster moment of the week.
All right, folks. So the disaster moment of the week is the OMG WTF point in the story that makes you go, It can be a cheesy line, something that is inconsistent with storyline, bad hairdos, or even wardrobe choices that make you think you're in a time warp, like this photo of Kayla Brady's shout out to the Quaker community on Tuesday's episode. We have Kayla there on the left, if you couldn't tell the difference between the two ladies, and a Quaker from, well, the Quakers. What is that outfit she's wearing?
I have a feeling that I'm going to look forward to the disaster moment each and every week.
Are you liking the disaster moment of the week so far?
It looks very pilgrim-y, like, you know, we have landed on Plymouth Rock.
She looks like she's about to grab a ruler and slap a student's hand with it.
I'm amazed that you were able to find a very similar photo.
I'm telling you, my Google search was like that. I was like, well, that's the side by side right there. So that is the disaster moment of the week for this week, folks. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed finding it for you.
Oh,
Tony, we have a special caller if you want to take that one.
Is it Sarah Miller? Mm-hmm. All right, let's take her. Why, hello, Miss Miller. How are you?
I am very well. How is everybody doing here?
We are doing great. Now, you called in at a perfect time because we are just starting our news and gossip. And for those of you who are not familiar with Sarah, she, first of all, is a longtime supporter of Dishin' Days, but she is also the event organizer of Daytime Stars events. That's going to be held in Toronto on July 23rd, and our very own Mark J. Freeman will be hosting this event. And it's going to feature Billy Flynn, of course, and Robert Scott Wilson. So, Sarah, tell us more about this event because it goes towards a special charity, but also you have a special going on this weekend. So tell the folks about that. And Alexis, just FYI, it's picture number 3 if you want to put that up while Sarah's talking. Take it away, Sarah.
So yeah, it is a very special event for me this time around. On January 9th of this year, I lost my mom at the age of 57 to COPD.
Oh.
And COPD is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and it's a disease that affects the lungs with your breathing. So I have actually done an official partnership with the Lung Association, and 100% of our donations and sponsorships are all going to this cause. We will be having a live auction as well as a online auction. So we are looking for some people if they happen to have any resources or anybody that they know that would like to donate something that we could auction off. That would be fantastic.
Amazing.
But the other thing that we are doing is we actually started this on Friday. So from the 11th to the 13th, we were offering a buy one, get one free. So what we were going to be doing was donating that match. So the ticket values are $325 Canadian and it's $250 American, which is an amazing value for the 5-hour boat cruise. So what we're doing is we're actually matching that. So anybody that purchases a ticket, they're going to get one for free, and then we're making that additional value, and we're donating that to the Lung Association.
That is amazing.
Yes, it's beautiful. We're very sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, just to cover everything that happens with this event on July 23rd, there is a Q&A, which Mark is hosting. And then there's a boat ride, a live auction, and then there's also an online auction, correct?
Right.
Okay.
So not only do the fans get the 5-hour cruise, but there's a meet and greet, there's the Q&A. We have a professional photographer that's coming on site, and she's also donated her time to sponsor us. Everybody will be provided with a prime rib luncheon, and if beef isn't their choice, there's chicken and a vegetarian option as well. So the value is an amazing price. And again, it's proceeds are actually going to a worthy cause. There's no profit that's being made here. Everything is going to the Lung Association. So we just wanted to be able to spread the word.
Yeah.
And then just lastly, just to say that because March Madness is such a huge thing in America, we actually want to extend our BOGO, and we're going to run it out through to the 20th of March.
Yay! Well, that's awesome. We're going to make sure that we post this information on Edition Days. We actually have already. But where can they find additional information? Is there a site, Facebook page? Like, where can they go?
Yeah, all details are found at www.daytimestarsevents.com. We do have a Facebook page. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. And everything is under Daytime Stars Events. So if you aren't following us, follow us. The guys support it 100%, and it's going to be a great time.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sarah, for calling in and letting us know
Sarah, quickly,
about the event. Oh, go ahead.
Do you have an auctioneer yet for this event?
Do I have an auctioneer?
Yes.
Well, interestingly enough, I think right now it's going to be the guys.
Okay.
Oh, it's going to be Billy and Rob?
Right.
Oh,
okay.
That's going to be fun.
Right.
Yay.
Okay.
Were you trying to put yourself in it?
I'm actually a licensed auctioneer, so I thought that maybe you could have your very own from Edition Days as well, in addition to Mark J. Freeman.
Everybody trying to get in this gig. You
Why
trying
not?
to get into it. James trying to get into it.
But Sarah, send me a message. You can send me a message on Twitter, or I'll follow you back, and then we can communicate.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sarah,
Sure.
I'm just here to promote.
You're the best, Tony.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Now, getting through our last little two, we have you.
Yes, I had a very fun encounter the other day.
Yes.
I bumped into Days of Our Lives alum Jason Brooks. Do we have that photo, Alexis? I bumped into the...
Peter.
Yes, Peter
Really?
Blake. Sweet, nice. I told him that I am the new co-host of Edition Days, and I told him that we would love him to be a guest on our show at some point.
Yes, we
and he
would.
said that he was interested, so I just wanted to formally invite you to join us here at some point. He has my phone number and my email address, so hopefully we hear from you. We would love to have you.
Did you get his info?
I did not. That's okay.
Does he have Twitter?
We'll find him.
We will.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be he was Peter when I first started watching Days.
Yep, me too.
And oh my God, that would be great to have a spotlight on with him.
He was a gentleman. He was so nice.
We're gonna get on that.
Yep.
We're gonna get on it. We're gonna get on it, people. All right. So last two tidbits. Make sure you guys tune in tonight. Molly Burnett is on CSI Cyber's season finale. That will be on CBS at 10 p.m. Check your local listings for channels and all that, because I'm not sure what channel it's on. I said CBS. So make sure you support Molly Burnett. Also, next week, the Starstruck fan events will have their event in Atlanta, Georgia. I hope many of you are attending. And if you are attending, please message us and forward us any photos so that we can showcase them right here on Edition Days. But it's not too late to purchase tickets. Make sure you go to starstruckfanevents.com. They also have a Facebook page. There will be stars such as Brian Datillo, Guy Wilson, Judy Evans, Jordy, who plays Dario, Marie, who plays Summer, Eric Martsoff, and Vincent, who plays Demos, is going to be there. Unfortunately, Christopher Sean will be filming Hawaii Five-0 and won't be there.
Good for him.
Yes, so make sure you guys support this event. It's a great and wonderful event. And speaking of events, I will have a special announcement next Sunday on an event happening in New York in September.
Okay, and my final little tidbit before we go is that this is going to be my official kickoff of the Bring Jan Back campaign.
Crazy Jan?
Heather Lindell. Can we have that photo, please?
I remember Crazy Jan. She locked up.
There we go.
She locked up Sean D in the cage.
Yes,
because she was obsessed. Do we need other? We just got rid of Ava. Now you trying to bring another Crazy on?
Well, it's if there's an opening for Crazy, I think we bring Jan back. Heather Lindell is actually a dear friend of mine whom I love and adore, who is a talented actress and I think deserves an entrance back into Salem. So let's tweet hashtag Bring Jan Back.
Okay. Well, hashtags work around here.
Yes.
Because we got Belle back, we got Jack back.
Yep.
Still working on Maxine's son.
Next up, Jan.
And next up, Jan. Well, why don't we have her come in and do a spotlight on?
Absolutely.
Let's
Heather,
set that
this is
up.
your invitation as well.
Exactly. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time that we have for another full recap of your favorite soap opera, Days of Our Lives. Thank you guys for watching live and thank you guys for calling in. Before we head out, Matthew, where can they find you?
I am Matthew Evan Paine, and you can find me on Twitter at Mr. Matthew Evan, and you can find me on Instagram at PaineMatt. And again, one more time, a special happy birthday to my mom, my dad, and my best friend Brian, who also celebrated his birthday this week.
You got a lot of gifts to buy.
All the people I love, happy birthday.
Well, and happy birthday from me to Daddy Paine, Mama Paine. Thank you guys for Matthew Paine, and I hope you guys are having a great and lovely day. If you guys want to follow me and all of my craziness, you can find me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony or my website, loungingwithtony.com. Another shout out to Mark J. Freeman. You better get back here next week, and we will see you guys for another full recap of your favorite soap opera, Days of Our Lives.
Thank you for a great
next
show,
Sunday.
Tony.
Thank you for a great show, Matthew.
See you next week.
We'll see you next week for Dish and Days.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.